Hey, what's up everybody? Brian Dean here and welcome to the SEMrush SEO Crash Course. In this actionable course, I'm going to show you exactly how to get higher Google rankings step by step. In fact, these are the same exact strategies that I used to grow my site backlinko.com from 0 to over 500,000 visitors per month. So if you're brand new to SEO or feel overwhelmed with all the SEO content out there, or just want a battle-tested plan that you can use to get more traffic from Google, then this course is for you. So without further ado, let's dive right in. If you're here, you probably already know that SEO is all about optimizing for the organic, non-paid section of Google search results. And you may also know that SEO is an insanely great source of targeted traffic, leads, and customers. In fact, here's a breakdown of where most website traffic originates. As you can see, over 60% of all traffic on the web comes from search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, and YouTube. All in all, search accounts for 10x more traffic than social media. So yeah, social media has its place, but when it comes to actual business results, you'd be hard-pressed to find something with a better ROI than SEO. With that, let's very quickly go over what you're going to learn in this course. In this lesson, lesson number 1, you'll learn the basics of SEO, including how search engines work and the key ranking factors that Google uses to rank websites. Then in lesson 2, I'm going to show you how to nail the first step of any SEO campaign: keyword research. Specifically, you're going to see exactly how to find untapped keywords that your competitors don't know about yet. Then in lesson 3, you'll learn how to create world-class content around those keywords, even if you're not a natural-born writer. And in lesson 4, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. This lesson is all about what might be the most important part of SEO: link building, including lots of actionable techniques that you can use right away. And in lesson 5, we'll wrap things up with a guide to tracking and monitoring. Now at this point, you executed the key first steps to optimizing your site, and now it's time to track all this stuff to make sure that you're on the right track. Sound good? Great. Let's get started. So before we dive into the nuts and bolts of keyword research, link building, and on-page SEO, it's important to have a strong grasp of how SEO actually works. In fact, this is a mistake that I made when I was first getting started with SEO. Instead of learning the fundamentals first thing, I just read random blog posts and Reddit threads, which just left me even more confused than I was when I started. Once I actually sat down to learn how SEO worked at a high level, it was much less overwhelming. And finally, it seemed like something that I could do on my own, which is why we're gonna start this course with a very quick overview of SEO, with a huge focus on what's important for getting higher Google rankings today. So now it's time to go under the hood and learn how search engines like Google actually work. When you search for something in Google or any other search engine, an algorithm works in real time to bring you what that search engine considers the best result. Specifically, Google scans its index of hundreds of billions of pages in order to find a set of results that will best answer your search. So how does Google determine the best result? So you may have read that Google has over 200 ranking factors that they use in their algorithm. Now, fortunately, you don't need to optimize for or even know all 200 to succeed with SEO, or to make sure that your site is considered the best result for a given search. Just like losing weight ultimately comes down to eating healthy and exercising, focusing on 3 key ranking factors is really all you need to do to have success with SEO. So what are those 3 key ranking factors? Even though Google doesn't make the inner workings of its algorithm public, based on SEO experiments and official statements from Google, we know that websites and web pages are ranked based on a few key factors. The first factor is relevancy. If you search for chocolate chip cookie recipes, you don't want to see results about truck tires. That's why Google looks first and foremost for pages that are closely related to your keyword. And they do this by looking for important terms on a page. Specifically, a page that contains the term chocolate chip cookie recipes and variations, like recipes for chocolate chip cookies, will be considered relevant for that search. However, Google doesn't just simply rank the most relevant pages at the top. That's because there are thousands, or even in some cases millions, of relevant pages for pretty much every search term. For example, the keyword cookie recipes brings up millions and millions of results in Google. So to put the results in order of best to worst, they rely on 2 other elements of their algorithm. The second of which is authority. Authority is just like it sounds. It's Google's way of determining if content is accurate and trustworthy. The question is, how does Google know if a page is authoritative? Well, they look at the number of other pages that link to that page. Links from other pages are known as backlinks. In general, the more backlinks a page has, the higher it will rank in Google. In fact, Google's ability to measure authority using links is what separates it from old search engines like Yahoo that came before it. The third factor we've got to talk about is usefulness. Content can be relevant and it can be authoritative, but if it's not useful, Google won't want to position that content at the top of the search results. In fact, Google has publicly said that there's a distinction between higher quality content and useful content. For example, let's say that you search for paleo diet in Google. The first result that you click on, result A, is written by the world's foremost expert on paleo. And because the page has so much quality content on it, lots of people have linked to it. However, the content is completely unorganized and it's full of jargon that most normal people don't understand. Contrast that result with another result, result B. This result is written by someone that's relatively new to the paleo diet and their website doesn't have nearly as many links pointing to it. However, their content is organized into distinct sections, making it easier to read. And it's written in a way that anyone can understand. Well, that page is gonna rank really highly on the usefulness scale. Even though result B doesn't have as much trust or authority as result A, it will still generally perform in Google. In fact, it may even rank higher than result A. Google measures how useful a page is largely based on user experience signals. In other words, how users interact with the search results. If Google sees that people really like a specific search result, it will get a significant rankings boost. Needless to say, I'll show you exactly how to optimize for all three of these ranking factors in this course. So to quickly recap, in this lesson you learned a little about the top 3 ranking factors that Google uses to rank websites. And looking ahead to the next lesson, lesson 2, we're gonna start with the first key step to getting higher rankings in Google, keyword research. See you then.